Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is War Smith with the Black News Network, the real voice of Military City, USA, bringing you the news from a black perspective. I do not own the rights to the music, but I do own the rights to what I say. First of all, white moms are not held accountable for their sons who do atrocities like what just happened in Buffalo, New York. Now, when stuff like that happens, nobody, none of the news teams ever go and say anything to the mothers. That I don't understand. Why is that? Why do you think the mothers are the one who always get off the hook and don't have to pay for what their children are doing? You know, that is not our issue. That is their issue, but not taking care of the business. You know, one day they will be held accountable. And when that day comes, I'm looking forward to it because these boys are messing up our society. Now, white supremacy and all this other stuff going on is something that we have always dealt with in our lives. And they have not, now let me say this again, they have not been able to remove us from society because we are the people that will always be here. I mean, they cannot get rid of black folks. And I think that's something that they try to do all the damn time. They try very, very hard to get rid of us, but it just don't happen because we are the resilient ones, the black people born and raised in the United States of America. We are here to stay, no matter what they do. But let's get these white moms held accountable for what these boys done. And you notice how the news media tried to go out and start saying, well, the mother didn't know that this boy was doing all this bullshit. That's another bullshit. Because you can't tell me that child had all these weapons and a 180-page manifesto going on in the home with his parents and nobody knew a damn thing. Now, everybody know a few days before that, he had an issue, not a few days, a few months. They had to get him for doing a verbal threat to somebody, and then they forgot about it. That's the kind of shit that happens when white boys do dumb things. They don't think they can go to the level that they are at right now. Ever since 1970, seemed like the government's objective has been to get rid of black men because black men is the biggest threat to their ruling leadership. Black men are the biggest threat to the white men' biggest leadership. All these white folks run this shit in this country, but they know the moment they can't run it right, they're going to put a black person in charge, and they rather run that shit in the ground before they put a black person in charge. Look at what they did with the whole country. They ran this country into the ground with trillions of dollars of debt and change in credit rating, and then with the Bushes, and then they bring in Barack Obama to balance out the economy and to get us back on track. And then as soon as they got it back on track, they bring in somebody like damn Donald Trump, who really wants to be a dictator. Because think about this. Where did he get the most publicity from when he was in the presidency? He got the most publicity from China, North Korea, and Russia. China, communist. North Korea, communist. Russia, communist. What makes you think he doesn't want to turn this country into a dictatorship? That's my thought. And that's what I'm thinking he's trying to do. Because there's no way you can befriend communist regimes and not have some form of influence going on with those people. And that's what's going on. See, Donald Trump knows what he's doing. He's a slick mofo, boy. He doing what he want to do. He even moved the White House to his hotel. Now, moving the White House to his hotel, what comes with that? A hell of a lot of taxpayers' money, because now they got to improve the security, the structure, and they got to sound everything. They got to make it like the White House in Trump Towers. So $1 billion was spent to upgrade the Trump Tower to make it like the White House. That's what he did with our taxpayer money, y'all. Now, his hotel, you can't get a room in that hotel for under $500,000 a night. Doesn't make sense. That's what he did. One thing that they have always tried to do with us is to destroy our Black power base. The Black power base is what? No, it is the Black family. Our Black power base is the Black family. And because of our Black family, that is the reason why they want to see us not successful. How do you destroy the Black family? Take away the Black man, get the women to be the only women on the planet to ever say they don't need a man. How can a woman, I mean, you can't just say that. You gotta be able to, I mean, you don't need to be the only one on the planet saying stuff like that. Don't say that you don't need a man, because we are the base. Our families are the base. Man, woman, children in a home having dinner at 6 o'clock. That's the base of the Black community. Up until 1970, that is. Now think about it. Up until 1970, Black people had money, marbles, and chalk. They didn't need no cars. They had cars, though. They had good damn jobs. They were in the manufacturing companies making cars, and everybody in the neighborhood worked in that company. Everybody worked in the manufacturing company, or everybody worked in whatever industry was in that particular neighborhood. Let's go to Detroit and look at that one, for instance. From 1970 to 1985, they started shutting down the big three. Now, what are the big three? The Ford companies, the Chevrolet companies, and the Chrysler companies. They started shutting that shit down. And what does that mean? That means that the people that had been working at them factories for the last 50 years, our people that migrated from the South up to places like Detroit to get good work, are now out of a job. And in most cases, they did not have the pension set up where the Black people would get money for the rest of their lives. So Detroit, when these big three plants started to close down after 1970 now, they did that to destroy the base of the Black families. Now, look at the extent that America goes to keep Black people down. That's a tremendous extent to keep Black people down. And it was to keep us from being able to provide for our families. Now, what happens after 1970? Mass incarceration. They started putting us in jail by the hundreds. Men, Black men. Now, some Black women got put in there too. They started killing Black men and Black women, but Black men more than anybody. Now, they were killing Black men way before the cell phones came out. So we very rarely knew of a killing to take place. Very rarely we knew of that. And we didn't know because we don't have the social media. We didn't have the social media setups that we had back or that we have now. That is what has happened. When they shut down those factories, black people lost their livelihood, and now the black men were no longer able to provide for their families, so they had to move. And then the government started to create this shit like welfare, Section 8, all these government benefits for the woman. So, in other words, instead of your husband, your black man husband, or your black man becoming your husband, the government is now becoming your husband because they're the ones who are going to provide for the black family. Not your black male, but your government. Now they have control of you because you are not going to violate the policies because you don't want to lose your food stamps. You're not going to violate the policies because you don't want your kids sleeping on the street. Same all across the board. You're not going to violate the government's policies because you don't want to lose those benefits that the government's giving you. Now, you don't need to work. All you need to do is stay home and raise your children. See, it's a double-edged sword. They didn't realize that that was the demise of the white race by keeping the black women at home raising their children. Now, granted, they lost a lot of the masculinity by being raised by their mothers, but they are still black men. They're still black men. No matter what they decide to do sexually, they are still black men. Now, without a father in that house, the children, the black men, the black boys had no role models to teach them how to do. Now, the role models that they did have were being incarcerated, were being blocked out of employment, were being blocked out of financial gain. They wouldn't give black people jobs for shit. You could even go in a store and try on some shit. Now, I'm going to say this, but most people might think it's different or feel different about it. But the biggest mistake that our communities made in America was to attempt to assimilate into their communities. The best thing that we could have done was to stay separate. This separate but equal shit, is all about the government. The government has to see that this is separate but equal. But we didn't need that. All we needed was black people to be able to maintain their own communities, from grocery stores, from doctors, from dentists, from every mechanic shops, from carpenters, from plumbers. All of this stuff was available before 1970. Black people could do it all. We didn't need the white man in our business. But that's what they did. They got in our business, and then they got Martin Luther King to follow their doctrine and get us to believe that we needed to segregate. We needed to come together with the white folks and use the same things that they use, eat at the same restaurants that they eat at, and we don't even like the damn food that they eat half the damn time. They don't be cooking no damn ham hocks and chitlins up in there. You want some asparagus and some cordon bleu and some other bullshit that we don't want to eat. That's what they got over there. And that's what we have to be able to assimilate to if we want to be like the white man. And that's what it was about, being like the white man. And that was our problem, being like the white man. I don't give a damn what we did or how we talk or how we dress. We were still black. No matter what, you could put on any damn suit you want, any type of language you can speak, and you can speak upper middle class English. It don't make a damn difference. You still black. and you still a nigga because they're going to call you that when you ain't listening. All the time, we try to assimilate into other people's culture, but at the same time, they are all trying to act like us, except for when it comes to the economics of black people. They want to do everything we do except the economics of black people. They don't want to do that. Now, when they got through moving, shutting down the industrial neighborhoods or the industries in the black neighborhoods in America, like Detroit, then the black people no longer had that source of income to provide for their families. So now the black man's on the street because they can't find no job, because ain't nobody gonna hire them, because the objective was to destroy the black family. Now you just got the mother in the house with the children and the daddy sneaking in when he can. That's all we had, the daddy sneaking in when he can. That is the saddest thing that a country can do to its people. Destroy their families. And when we realize that this is what they have done, then we need to be angry about this. You know, you can call me the angry black man. I don't give a shit. I'll be the angry black man because I know what they did to us. And then when they allow one of y'all black men to sneak through the cracks because you speak the right language and you wear the right clothes, you think you did it because you were black. No, hell no. You didn't do it because you were black. You did it because they didn't want the government coming down on their ass for not giving you an opportunity. So as long as they give one an opportunity, they're meeting the government's quota. Why do you think in the city of San Antonio, black people never, ever get lucrative contracts from the city of San Antonio? They never have received a multi-million-dollar contract from the city of San Antonio. And they spend billions of dollars every damn year on infrastructure improvement, on other things, on supplies, on every damn thing. But ain't no black folks got no damn contracts with the city of San Antonio, even though there are qualified black people that have applied for these contracts, but they have not been chosen as awardees for the contracts. And they never will, because they have us right where they want us. Right where they want us. Not only in San Antonio, but in most of the major cities in the United States of America, we as black people have failed to come together and make a difference for our people. One thing I can tell you this, white people keep their families together. I don't give a shit what they do. You can go out and kill somebody. They're going to protect you and lie like it didn't happen. You were at home, sleep in the bed, and I verified that. And you just got through murdering somebody. But they're going to protect you, and they're going to keep their families together. Shit, I wish we did it like that. Well, they made it so we ain't even got the thought process to do it like that. They did a lot of damage to us psychologically. And the damage that's done to us psychologically is not going to be repaired overnight. What's going to repair our damage in our mentality is us listening to what people like me are saying. Because if you don't want to hear what the reality is of what America has done to you, then you Willie Foo-Foo, Joe Sausage Head, Larry Lunchmeat, you ain't listening. I'm trying to give you something that will help you get out from under the bondage that you've been under for so long. But if you don't want to hear it, you think it's all hunky-dory and everybody gets along, then you continue to be that ignorant ass. And that's what they want to do, is keep you ignorant. That's why they don't teach you shit about your culture in school. They moved everything about black people out of school. And then they teaching you some shit like George Washington cut down is it a triple cherry tree or an apple tree? I don't give a shit which one it is, but that's what they teach you. And I bet you every black person on the planet that went to school know that George Washington cut down that damn tree. That's the kind of shit they teach you. Why would he cut down the tree any damn way? You ever thought about that? That's some bullshit. And then I bet you everybody that went to school in America know that Columbus discovered America. And we all know that's bullshit now. I know it for a fact. How can you discover things when there are people already there? What did they do? What did they do? Did they discover any damn thing? Or were they just there? They were just there. They were invisible people that were there when y'all got there and y'all made the discovery. There's rumors that whoever it was, Napoleon or whomever, or Columbus, didn't even set foot on the Americas. He saw the land and called it that. In America, they want, you can kind of tell that everybody's fighting to get Donald Trump back in office. The Republican Party is no longer there to represent the people. The Republican Party is there to represent white people. And there are some coons over there that represent white people like they do. Like that coon that stood up there and said, from the one from South Carolina, said he ain't never been had a racist incident in his life. There's no racism on him. But he didn't say the time when one of these presidents walked by him and didn't shake his hand, but he had his hand out trying to get a handshake. And they just skipped over him and went to the next white man. But he ain't never he ain't never experienced no racist act. You know, U.S.A. is starting an African American studies curriculum in the next season, in the next school season. The truth that we know about history is all fabricated. It's all fabricated shit. And if you still run around telling your kids that the damn bunny laying eggs for Easter, you full of shit too. If you're still telling your kids that Santa Claus is a big old fat ass white man, you're full of shit. If you're still telling your kids that the tooth fairy put that money under there, you're still full of shit, because they got you saying all these things so you don't use yourself as the role model for the kids. So you're making Santa Claus a role model. You're making the tooth fairy a role model. And you're making a rabbit that don't lay eggs a role model. That's the kind of shit you tell your kids, and you mess them up because you were the parent and you're lying to your kid. But then when they grow up and they become teenagers and they tell you a lie, then you want to break their damn arm and beat the shit out of them. Why is that? You started them to lying with your lies. Stop lying to your kids. Teach them the damn truth. It's all fabricated by the white man to keep you ignorant. To keep you ignorant. That includes the church. These people are teaching prosperity, but they will take your last rent money for the church. They don't give a shit what you need. They will take your money. And they they put the pressure on you. When the plate's passing around, everybody's watching to see what you're going to put in the plate. Don't grab that plate and pass it on. Everybody going to be looking at you. You ain't going to donate. You're going to have to put something in there. That's the pressure that they put on you because they don't know no damn better. Because the pressure probably was put on them. If somebody taught you that slavery was wrong, Why would you keep doing it? Now, white folks enslaved black people in America. They put them in the concentration camps, which some people call it the plantation, but it's in actuality, it's a concentration camp because they work you until you die. It's a prison. They work you until you die. They work you until you die. So you can't tell me that black people did not live in concentration camps. They even starved you. You didn't get to eat the ham off of that pig. That high on the hog shit, that's where that come from. The white folks ate high on the hog. The black folks ate low on the hog. Like the feet, the knees, the head, the ears, the tongue, the eyeballs. We ate all that shit. The chitlins, the livers, the kidneys. We ate all that shit out of the hog. We ate it. And people still eat that shit today. Now you have grown out of eating chitlins and ham hocks and pig feet because you don't have to eat that now. But back then, our ancestors had to eat that because there was nothing else to eat for them. So they ate it. They learned how to make it into a delicacy. But now, what are the reasons why you're running around here eating chitlins? You don't have to eat chitlins, but you're doing it because that's what your ancestors taught you how to do. Now let's look at slavery. White folks became slave owners, and then they passed the slavery down to the next generation, to the next generation, and to the next generation. And at one point in time, what point in time do you think that they realized that slavery of black people were wrong? Was wrong? What point do you think they realized that it was wrong? They had to realize it was wrong from the start. But you think they were going to put that shit down? Hell no. Same reason you won't put them damn chitlins down. That's what's happening here. It's the same mentality, just a different principle. You're not going to put it down because that's what your forefathers taught you, so you're carrying it forward. But yet, you know that slavery was wrong. You know it was wrong, and you want to blame the white man for not ending slavery on its own. You want to blame him for that. But who are you to blame when you don't give up the things that you know you should be giving up? That you learned that was passed down from your ancestors. And I'm saying that to get to this. Your white master taught your ancestors what verses they wanted them to learn in the Bible. And that's what they taught the slaves until the slaves got to a point where they could repeat what the white master wanted them to learn about the Bible. And if the Bible said it, it was the law, according to the slave owner. If the Bible said it, it was the law, and he made the slaves believe that it was the law and that he was acting on the guard's hand to be their master. Now, how can you let somebody convince you that this book say I'm your master, so I'm your master? And you ain't got no choice in the matter. You have to have a choice whether you accept this person as your master. And if you accept this person as your master, then you're still ignorant. That white slave owner as a master. But that's what they had to do. They had no choice. They had no choice. Now, in order for them to accept the white man as their master, they had to give up something. What did they give up? They gave up the religious practices that they came to this country with. They gave it up. You watch Kunta Kinte and Toby. He made that man call himself Toby. He beat his ass until he said his name was Toby. And that is how they convinced you to do what they wanted you to do. They tortured you. They tortured our ancestors. So what is the reason for us still doing the shit that we did when we were slaves? What is the reason we're still doing the shit we did when we were slaves if now we are free black people? Freedom ain't free, but because you're still doing what the white people taught you to do 400 years ago. For instance, they taught you the religion. It has grown into this mega $1 trillion operation all over the country, where in a city with 1 million people, you got 400 black churches. Because every one of these pastors know, they can keep you ignorant and hold you guilty under Jesus Christ and our God. Now, there is a God. There is a God. But it's your God and it's my God. But it's not for the church to make me believe or disbelieve one way or another. But I bet you're giving them money. And they keep telling you this 10% tithe shit is bullshit. And some people walking around still talking, I give 10% of my income to the church. That's why I'm so blessed right now. You full of shit. They keeping you ignorant. And I done got past the ignorant part. I'm calling you ignorant. Keep giving your money away like a damn fool. Some people give away their rent money. Some people give away their light bill money. And then you think that a miracle gonna come down and pay your light bill? Ignorant. You ought to know better by now. You've been out of slavery for a long damn time, and you don't know that you ain't nobody gonna pay your freaking bills. You gotta pay your own bills. But you going in there giving your money to the church so they can go buy some more property and build a bigger, more fabulous ass church that you ain't got no damn stake in other than a member. You don't own shit there. All that shit belongs to that pastor. You're paying for his house. You're paying all his bills. You're paying for his car. And you're giving him a salary. How stupid can you be? He ain't your God. I'm going to leave that alone because I am really unbelieving the shit that I hear and see people do in church. You know, there are tactics in our schools for our people to fail. You know, after 1970, when, Martin Luther King was killed in the 60s, 1970, they started to dismantle the black family. Now, when they feel like they got control of the black family, they got them going to jail the way they supposed to. They killing them by the police. And I'm going to say this before I get back to the fail part. The police is in this entire country, from east to west and north to south, the police departments in this country are all under the same doctrine. Not just kill black people, but kill minorities. Kill minorities. Every police station got a quota. Even if they don't talk about it, there's a hidden assumption that we need to get rid of some of these Negroes and some of these black people and some of these Mexicans. That's what they do. Every police force know what they do. And you see how they protect each other? Look at the one that they shot 12 times in Lawton, Oklahoma, and he didn't have a weapon, and he was in compliance to what they were telling him to do. And they shot this black kid 12 times. Look at all the black people that they have killed over the years that nobody has been held accountable for. Look at all let you know what is going on in America, like under the cover with the KKK and how they plan to take over the world and how Donald Trump plans to turn this into a dictatorship. But it ain't never going to happen. You know, even though his dumb ass think he can make this happen, it's not going to happen. Black people ain't going to let it happen, and ain't nobody else going to let it happen. You know, he's got his followers. He's turned the Senate, the Republican Senate, into Trump followers. Every single one of them white folks up there are over 50 and stupid as fuck. They stupid. They have sold out America and sold out the states that they came from just to follow Donald Trump. That's how stupid they are. The tactics, once they finished breaking up the black family, now they decided to go into the black public schools. What did they do in the black public schools? First of all, they took out automotive mechanic. They took out carpentry, because I took carpentry in elementary school, welding in high school. All this stuff was in the schools for us to learn a trade before we finished the 12th grade. To learn a trade. It wasn't that complicated. Why did they stop allowing us to have some people go into this vocational aptitudes rather than going to college? Everybody can't go to damn college. Everybody's not college material. Some people would much rather be a plumber and make more money than a college graduate. Some people would much rather be an electrician or a carpenter. Something different than going to college for 4 years and accumulating all that debt that you're going to have to damn pay, because Biden only going to let you get away with $10,000 no matter how much damn college debt you got. So they went into our school to program them to fail. And it worked. And it's still working. They took out all the vocations. So all you needed to do now was go to school, and you were forced to learn how to pass this damn STAR test and this other kind of bullshit test. That's all they give you, these tests. And if the teacher don't bring you up enough to pass this test, then they got to get rid of you, because if they don't get you out of their class and you float through there and fail that test, then the teacher get blamed for you not passing that test. They write the teacher up. So that is why they want to send black kids to the office every damn day. That is why they decided to put police officers in all these schools. I'm talking about San Antonio. There are police officers in all the schools. And if you look at the statistics of the arrests that they have done, you're going to see that 9 out of 10 of those arrests were black people and maybe one Mexican. They arresting black people. They're getting people in the pipeline earlier now by putting those police officers in high school. They're going to eventually have them in elementary school, because police officers go to elementary school and beat these little kids like they grown ass men. They treat children like they are men. Black children, that is. But you know, if a white boy do some dumb shit, they don't do shit. Oh, let me put the cuffs on you and hold your head, get in the car. Let a black man be standing up there holding a gun with a metal plate on. You ain't gonna get no damn coaching. You're gonna get blown the hell up. You ain't walking out of no situation like that alive. That happened in Buffalo, New York. There are 4 things that our kids know, or white people know about our kids. And it's our fault that they know this about our kids. And it's really not our fault, but they're the ones who put our kids in this category. First of all, you ask 10 black children in public school. Now, all this is about public school. You ask 10 black kids in public school in the 9th grade, what do you want to be when you grow up? You already know what they're going to say. I want to be a pro football player. I want to be a pro basketball player. So every day they don't do shit at school until they get to the basketball court, and then they want to be the star on the floor. Or they get to the football field, they want to just give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. They want to run the ball, or they want a quarterback. They don't want to get down in that line. You're a buck 25, want to get up there and be the quarterback, 5'8", want to do this kind of stuff, and you don't have what it takes. Out of 1,000 people deciding that they want to go to the NBA every year, you think they pick more than 10, maybe 15 out of 1,000 now? So not only 1,000, there's probably 20,000 kids coming out of high school thinking that they are NBA material or thinking that they are NFL material, and they never make it to training camp. Never make it to training camp. So what do? Now they done graduated high school thinking they're going to the pros, and they don't know shit. They can't read. They can't write. They're illiterate. Your kids are coming out of high school illiterate, and it's by design. The schools know that this is what they plan to do. Put these little Negro children out of school dumb and ignorant. And that's what they do. And now they at home with you until they're 35 years old or 45 years old. You paying the rent and the mortgage on the house. You buying all the groceries. They playing Nintendo every damn day or Xbox or whatever them damn games are. I don't even know those games. I can't play one if I tried. Never had the desire. All they want to do is watch every basketball game, every football game, and play a Call of Duty on these damn games and all that bullshit. That's what they do. That is what they do. And if they are not going to be professional athletes, you ask those same 10 black kids, well, what's your second choice? You know the answer. The answer is a rapper or some form of entertainment or a comedian or something where they can do what they think they can do. Every little black kid think they can rap. I haven't seen very many that don't think they can rap. There are some that don't mess around in that category. I know some. But most of the black kids think they can rap, they can write, and that they got a hit coming. That they're going to be like Lil Wayne or somebody. Or I don't even know, the Killer Mike. Or what's his name? Bushwick Bill. If I say Bushwick Bill, most of you might not know, or the Sugar Hill Gang. You probably don't know who that is either. That's who I know that were rappers from a long time ago, or the Denzel Washingtons, the entertainers. So our kids want to be professional athletes. They want to be rappers or entertainers. They are very good at video games. And if you ask them to recite the words to a rap song, they know every single word that's said in a particular rap song. I bet you every one of those kids can recite every word in one of those songs. Why is that? They can learn that damn song, but they can't learn that damn stuff at school. They can't learn about their history. Now, parents, I'll say this. We don't have to know algebra. We don't have to know trigonometry and all that shit that they take. Only thing we have to do is put the basic shit into them when they're young. If you start and set up a regimen of get out of school, first thing you do is get you a snack when you walk in the house. Second thing you do is sit your ass down, do your homework, do your 30-minute reading situation, give rewards for every book you read. Read this book, get them material to read, get them material to learn, give them some extracurricular activity that ain't watching the damn basketball game. Get them something to stimulate the brain more than games. The last thing I want to say that our kids have been, or when white folks talk about black kids, that they say about our black kids. They're going to say that all our black kids know about the drug scene. All our black kids know about the sex scene, what they bitches and hoes and all that shit. All the white people know that our kids know about murder. All our black kids know about money. Not how to count it or make it or keep it, but they know what a nickel bag, well, they don't sell nickel bag no more. They know what an ounce costs. I don't think they sell nickel bag. I don't know. But I'm just saying, back in my day, we did nickel bags. Now they probably doing ounces and pounds and shit. You never know. They know these prices and they know who the drug men are. They know where the drug houses are. They know what this shit's going on in the neighborhood. And they trying to get over there in those houses. So what I'm saying here, these are tactics to keep our children ignorant. These tactics are thought of by most of our teachers because most of our teachers are white. Excuse me. Most of the teachers in our schools, our public schools, are white. You probably got one black one here, one black one there, but most of our teachers in public school are white. And how can you be taught? How can you be taught by the oppressor? How can you be taught by the oppressor? I don't know how. You can't. You cannot be taught by the oppressor. Now, how did these stereotypes get to be permanently associated with black kids? Pro sports, entertainment, rapping, video games, sex, murder, money, and drugs. How come every white person think that about our kids? And they think it about our kids because they conditioned our kids' parents and probably their parents to pay attention to this. These are the only avenues you got, Joe Blow, Larry, Lonnie, all your other guys. These are the only options you got to get out of the hood. You can be a professional athlete or you can be a rapper. That's all you got to get out of the hood. Otherwise, you're going to stay in the hood. That's what they make you believe, even though it is not true. It is not true that they want you to believe that. They don't define you. The white people do not define you. And the moment you allow them to define you, they will. Don't give them that power. It's about power. It is about power. Now they're talking about this shit called the replacement theory. What is the replacement theory? You got the replacement theory, and last month it was the critical race theory, and next month it's probably going to be something else. Remember, the critical race theory is that they do not want our history to be taught in public school. They do not want black people's history to be taught in public school. That is the critical race theory doctrine. They do not, the replacement theory is that they are afraid that black people are on the road to replace white people in America. So they're going to stop it by locking you up and killing you. That's what they're doing. Every continent where there are black people, where there's a preponderance of black people, there are four things that happen in common. One is there's always mass killings of blacks. Two, there's always mass incarceration of blacks. Three is many black families have a white Jesus with blue eyes on the wall. And fourth, there are many female-led households. And again, we're the only race. Our women are the only race that say they don't need a man. Mexico is deciding to evict. They're going to evict those people at the border now. Now, Title 42 is coming up to be disbanded. Now, if you don't know what Title 42 is, what it is people coming to the border to request asylum in the United States can come to the border and request asylum in the United States. Once they finish the paperwork, Title 42 makes them go back to Mexico and wait until they get a word from the United States whether they were approved or denied. Before Title 42, immigrant can come to the border and do the paperwork for asylum, and then they could cross on over into the United States and wait in the United States until an answer comes. That's how it used to be. But they changed it from people coming into the United States to making all immigrants stay in Mexico. And now Mexico is about to start evicting immigrants from the border. Because if you go look at some of the old pictures about the border right now, you're going to see thousands of people, and you're going to see thousands more on their way to the border. So Mexico, you can't just ignore the problem and push it all on Mexico and think that it's going to be done with. But yet, at the same time, you bring in 200,000 immigrants from Ukraine. And 100% of those 200,000 immigrants, and if they say 200,000, rest assured it's 500,000. 500,000. They only gonna tell you about two. They bringing them jokers in here. Any Ukrainian that want to come to America, the gates are open for you. They're gonna expedite your citizenship. They're going to expedite you getting a free college year. They're going to expedite you getting free food for a year and free lodging for another year. They're going to give you all this stuff when they won't give black people a damn thing, because we are the one who deserve it. And America, again, sent over, when Britain came, sent their people over here to land in America, they sent the derelicts, the criminals, the thugs, the rapist, and everybody else that had no morals and values. They put them on the Mayflower to get them out of their country. And they sent them here, and they started the country here in chaos by killing Indians and killing black people. Black people were already here. And then they're going to say Columbus discovered America. Bullshit. That does not happen. We as blacks must start, if we have children in school, we got to go to school. We got to go to that school and see what's happening, because these white teachers are dogging our kids in school, and the black parents are not going in to see what they are doing to these kids. They're doing our kids wrong. Now, everybody know that there's a baby formula shortage, and that they knew about this baby formula shortage 3 to 6 months ago. Anytime America tells you 3 months ago they knew about it, they saw it coming a year ago. They knew it. They just lying to the people, and the people gullible enough to believe that shit. You remember I told you they want to keep you ignorant, and that's exactly what the United States government does. Why are they still running around saying, "Oh, there's no UFOs. Ain't nobody from no other planet coming here"? I ain't gonna even go there. White people keep their families together, though, boy. I tell you, they keep their lives together and they keep their families together. That's what they do. There were 71,000 pounds of formula sent from Germany to America. Now, how is that formula going to get down to the poorest people? How do you get it down there? And then every time you have something that happens in America, like the shooting in Buffalo, New York, I'm just going to use the current President Biden, get up there and says, "We are not a country of white supremacists. We will not tolerate white supremacy in America." And everybody, hey, 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 but that man don't do a damn thing to stop it. Three Asians got beat up and he passed a damn law, an anti-hate law for Asians. Black people been getting their ass busted for years, and they ain't wrote shit yet for black people. All we get is that noise, white noise. And even if you're looking at Fox News, CNN, all that shit is fake damn news. All they want is ratings. Look at them. They all so excited to tell a damn story, and they all run a story 24 damn hours a day, and it's all bullshit. They all running the same damn thing. They ain't no different than lawyers. They don't get on TV and do what I'm doing now. They sell, sell, sell. Like I'm selling my show about the people, about the news, about what we need to know about news. It is my job to try and translate some of this bullshit that I see on CNN, on Fox News, on CNBC, all this old shit that they be talking about. And it's all white folks. You see a black here and there. Michael Strahan's one of them. There's a couple other ones out there. The lady that's Oprah friend is another one. Gail. They got a few black ones out there, but they just token niggas. That's all. And they making money. They gonna pay them. But why is there only one? Al Roker. Only one. Only one. That I don't understand. Why is there only one black on these newscasts and then 99 white folks? And you take a look at CNN. Look at how many white folks you see before you see a black one. Look at Fox News. See how many white folks you see before you see a black one. We as black folks have developed this antitrust against black folks. We have to start trusting black people again. We used to trust ourselves when we were on the plantation, but they put so much bull crap into our heads, putting us in the big house, making us believe that you got house niggas and field niggas. And they different. You got the tall niggas and the short ones. You got the light-skinned ones and the dark ones. You're putting them all against each other, making them fight, and we still do that shit today. We got to stop fighting each other. We got to stop drowning our brothers when they are trying to do something. We got to help some damn where. Somewhere, do something for somebody black, because somebody needs your help. Now, we've been talking about taking 3 bus loads of kids to DC. And this is going to come out with the whole plan in a few more days. We're going to take 105 kids and 25 adults to DC to go to the African American Museum, to go to the Martin Luther King statue, and to to visit, to go to the slave ship in the Baltimore Harbor. And we're going to do this whole trip in about 2 days there, 3 days on the ground, and 2 days back. That's how many days is that? 7 days? We're going to do that trip in 7 days, so we're going to have to pay for it. Renting 3 buses, feeding 105 kids, housing 105 kids. And this is all about black kids, your kids. We want them to get that exposure. That exposure does a lot of children well. All they need to know is that there's something more than what they see every day. And what they see every day is what's at that public school and what's in their neighborhood. We can show them more if you allow us, if you help us. And that's what we do. With that, this is the Black News Network. This is the real voice of Military City, USA. And I bring you this show only because I want my people to have a better understanding of what's going on in America and what news makes more sense to us than it does to them. They talk just to get ratings. I'm talking because I want you to be informed and not let these people pull the damn rug over your face. We have to learn. We have to know that black people were here before Indians, before white people. There are black people that came from Africa on every single continent on the planet. Black people everywhere. Now, why would this place not have black people and everywhere else got black people? America done tainted every damn thing there is about black people. They don't know. They got us to a point where we don't know what the fuck to believe. We don't know. But you got to start some damn where believe that you have ancestors that were either here in America or they were brought from Africa. You may have both. Don't let them tell you otherwise that you're not a descendant of slaves. Now, these black people, it's so many different kind of black people. You notice how a lot of people like to be black, like to play black until it comes time to economics. Mexicans put white on their damn stuff, driver's license and other things like that. We don't. We put black, but they don't even give us the choice. You know, that's why they were calling us colored at one time, and we couldn't do shit about it because Congress passed laws that made it illegal for us to be any damn thing other than black, other than colored. I'm sorry. I don't know if you noticed I don't know if you noticed the what do they call the flag over my right shoulder. This is my no, that's my left. This shoulder right here, my left shoulder. It's a Moroccan flag, and if you do a little research on that, you'll find where your black ancestors came from. We got to make whole white women accountable for these badass kids that go and shoot up black people, and that ain't the first time it happened. And the first time it happened was another church, and the same old bullshit was said in the White House. Oh, we don't tolerate this, we don't tolerate that, and they took the little white boy to get some freaking food from Burger King. See, you know that's wrong. You know it's wrong. Watch your cars too, because they're taking calostatic converters all the way. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna close. If I took a picture of all of you, all of us in one room, and then I went and printed out all those pictures and gave each of you a picture of that picture that was just taken, and I gave you that picture, the first thing you're gonna do is look for your picture on that picture. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. I know I would be looking for my picture to see what the hell I look like on there. And you'd be doing the same damn thing. When our children go to our public schools, they're doing the same damn thing. They're looking to see where do they fit in? Where's their picture? When they don't see their picture involved in anything, they disconnect because they're looking for their picture on the picture and it's not there. We're disconnected. Our kids are disconnected because they're not in the picture. Our kids are disconnected because they are not in the picture of our public schools. This is the Black News Network, the real voice of Military City, USA, bringing you the news from a Black perspective. I do not own the rights to the music, but I do own the rights to what I say. Join me again on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for a short synopsis of what our Sunday show will be about. I do that on Wednesday and Thursday at 7. So thank you all for coming out and listening. I'm going to play a little music and then I'll be out. But don't forget to donate to the Black News Network. I guess the music decided not to play anymore, so we'll let that go.